1. The pangolin. Due to their status as a delicacy in China and Vietnam, and the belief that their scales have medicinal powers, all 4 Asian species of pangolin are currently listed as endangered or critically endangered, says Ian Britton, who works in animal rescue in Namibia for Rest Namibia and runs the Pangolin and Company Instagram. In addition, he warns, the 4 African pangolin species are quickly moving in that direction, too, meaning toward critically endangered. With their unique look and scales made of keratin, yes, the same keratin that people pay big bucks for at the hair salon, it's unfortunate that the pangolin holds the distinction as the world's most trafficked animal. 2. Northern bald ibis Geronticus eremita. Northern bald ibis sighting on the tree branch. The bird flying in Austria's Salzach Valley on a mild summer day initially resembles a crow due to its black body and large wings. But it's evident right away that this is a vastly different bird when it lands in a nearby meadow. It is a critically endangered bird known as the northern bald ibis. Some time ago, the species was widely spread throughout northern and eastern Africa, Asia Minor, Arabia, and Europe. However, the northern bald ibis is now on the verge of extinction, with some tiny groups in Morocco, Turkey, and possibly a few birds in East Africa. Much of whale oil brought them dangerously close to extinction. With the establishment of the International Whaling Commission in 1966, they were finally given protection. Still, since then, their situation has only slightly improved. They remain endangered on the IUCN list. 4. The Sumatran rhino. The Sumatran rhino isn't just the smallest rhino species alive today. They are also the only Asian rhino with 2 horns. These guys once thrived in tropical rainforests, living side by side with other endangered species, including the Sumatran elephant, orangutan, and tiger populations. While in the past, they could be found as far as Myanmar and Thailand, possibly even Vietnam and China, they now only survive on the Indonesian islands of Sumatra and Borneo. If you happen to be over there and are hoping to spot one, keep an eye out for something furry. These endangered animals are actually covered in long hair and bear more of a resemblance to the extinct woolly rhino than they do any other species alive today. Point 4. 5. The Mediterranean monk seal. The monk seal, which gets its name from a uniform brown coat resembling a monk's robes, was once revered by the ancient Greeks as a good omen. Now, however, they are the ones who could use some luck, as commercial hunting has left their population in dire straits, with fewer than 700 monk seals left worldwide. Fortunately, laws have recently been put in place to protect the monk seal, though until they take effect, they remain one of the world's rarest and cutest creatures. Point 6. The large-toothed sawfish. The large-toothed sawfish can grow to be up to 6 feet long and is distinguished by a bill resembling a sideways chainsaw. Though these rostrums serve them well when it comes to hunting and defense, they can also get caught up in fishing nets pretty quickly, leaving them vulnerable and at risk. While the large-toothed sawfish can live to be up to 30 years old, they remain critically endangered animals due to overfishing. In fact, due to their extreme rarity, definite population estimates cannot be made. Point 7. The Chinese giant salamander. The Chinese giant salamander is one of only 3 remaining species of giant salamander in the world. Growing up to almost 2 meters long, 60% of which is tail length, it's no surprise it's been referred to as a giant. Sadly, due to water pollution and their use as a delicacy in China, the giant salamander is in critical danger of extinction. While exact population estimates cannot be made due to its extremely limited numbers, the giant salamander is listed as extremely rare, with few surviving populations. If you see one, consider yourself lucky. Point 8. The Chicoan peccary. The Chicoan peccary looks like nothing you've seen before, a pig-like mammal with a long snout and a thick coat of bristly fur. While it was long thought to be extinct, a population was discovered in the 1970s in western Paraguay. Nonetheless, it remains on the brink of extinction due to habitat loss and invasive diseases. As of 2002, there were estimated to be 3,200 peccaries left, but that was before the massive deforestation of their habitat. The number is likely much lower now. 9. The Seychelles sheath-tailed bat. The Seychelles sheath-tailed bat, so called because of its long, membranous cape-like skin, which can be lengthened or shortened for help during flights, was once common on the Seychelles Islands. Due to the clearance of their habitat for plantations, however, their population has undergone intense shrinkage, numbering less than 100 today. 10. The Rondo dwarf galago. A Rondo dwarf galago in a tree. Shutterstock Martin Pellinek. The tiny Rondo dwarf galago typically weighs only about 60 grams and resides in coastal Tanzania. Distinguished by its bottle brush, tail and large, dark eyes, the galago has seen its population decline substantially due to logging. At this point, their population remains critically endangered, remaining below levels that allow study. In addition, they can only be found in 10 small and highly threatened evergreen patches in Tanzania. 11. Colombian dwarf gecko. Dwarf gecko on finger. Shutterstock reptiles for all. Growing to be only 2 centimeters in length, you could be forgiven for not even noticing a dwarf gecko if it was sitting on your lap. Nonetheless, this native of Colombia has been around since the dinosaurs and may have even been around during the time that humans and lemurs last shared an ancestor. Unfortunately, their time seems to have run out, as they appear to be largely extinct, with only remote and infrequent sightings being reported.